Welcome to this week's Movie Math, as something interesting finally happened at the box office. What was it? Oh, just Melissa McCarthy being anointed a movie star. Nemo couldn't stop her, bad word of mouth couldn't stop her. Yes, Identity Thief not only came in at the #1 spot, but scored the biggest opening of the year so far. Furthermore, McCarthy proved she doesn't need to steal anyone's identity, as she topped the opening of the flick that launched her film career, Bridesmaids, and has tremendous female support as they made up 58% of her audience here. Looks like McCarthy is paving the way for women in comedy, as Angelina Jolie has done in action, and notably they're the only two actresses in recent memory to have male roles rewritten for them, Jolie with Salt and McCarthy here with Identity Thief. But what could have also powered McCarthy to such a huge win is the controversy that erupted on Friday, when New York Observer movie critic Rex Reed filled his review with cruel jabs at McCarthy's weight. Focusing more on her appearance in the flick itself, he called her tractor-sized, a female hippo, plus obese and obnoxious. The uproar over his comments spilled over from the industry trades to the mainstream media, especially when McCarthy's Bridesmaid director Paul Feig tweeted that Reed should go f himself. Now again, Identity Thief does have pretty bad word of mouth, but this overwhelming show of support for McCarthy where it counts, the box office, puts both the actress and her upcoming Sandra Bullock co-star of The Heat in a great position. The only other project McCarthy has lined up is Tammy, which she co-wrote with her husband, where she basically takes Seth Rogen's place in the guilt trip opposite Shirley MacLaine. That means expect her to sign on to some new movies in the next few days, as is often the case when an actor dominates like this at the box office. While it was sunny at the #1 spot, the rest of the box office more accurately reflected the cold, harsh winter that enveloped the Northeast. The weekend's other new release, Side Effects, debuted at #3 with just $10 million. Steven Soderbergh and screenwriter Scott Z. Burns slipped back to their informant days, losing any ground they might have gained with Contagion. It seems that while Soderbergh's name carries a lot of cachet within the industry and with cinephiles, even after over 20 years in the business, he has yet to connect with mainstream audiences. Side Effects' lukewarm open also indicates that while Jude Law is part of the Sherlock Holmes franchise and Rooney Mara is the girl with the dragon tattoo, neither one can open a movie on their own. Mara might be able to eventually turn things around, but at this point, Law might just have to own up to a future of supporting roles. As for Channing Tatum, this doesn't bode well for his chances at a career in drama, but hey, I guess he'll just have to settle for dominating in comedy and rom-coms. The jury is still out on action. So what was #2? That would be Warm Bodies, which dropped a disturbing 43% in its second weekend. Apparently, unlike audiences are not warming to this genre romance. Then again, this is a movie that's pretty much been engineered to thrive further down the line than in theaters. And while it's not pulling in Twilight numbers, Warm Bodies has already outgrossed most of Summit's 2012 slate. Lastly, it might not have shot Nicholas Hoult to the front of the pack like Identity Thief has done for McCarthy, but it's a respectable step forward for his career. As for numbers 4 through 10, Silver Linings Playbook, Zero Dark 30, Argo, and Django Unchained continued to profit off of their multiple Oscar nominations. In fact, Argo even went up by 23%, as Disney shrewdly added about 500 more theaters to capitalize on the flick's intense Best Picture heat. Yes, at this point, Argo might very well be unstoppable, as it's already won Best Picture, or the equivalent, from the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, the Directors Guild, the Producers Guild, and the Screen Actors Guild. Looks like snubbing Ben Affleck for a directing Oscar nomination was the best thing the Academy could do, as word is that voters are taking it upon themselves to correct the mistake. In fact, you've even been influenced, as Argo has been surging ahead in the BTT Oscar poll these last few weeks. The poll closes at the end of the day on Tuesday, February 12th, so be sure to vote. The link is in the video description. And that's the weekend box office. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.